The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete. I'm Danny Brewer. You know, I'm better than a buttermilk biscuit right now because I got Tony Rutland, head basketball coach at Vergne, in the studio with us. Coach Rutland, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, fantastic. You know, great time of year.
Yep.
District play. We got the holidays behind us. You had good holidays. You have good holidays, Coach?
I did. Other than getting wins, but I did have a good holiday.
Well, you may not got wins, but maybe got some growth.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, and that's what's important. But we got district play. We're diving off into that. I think this week you folks pulled the Wilson County sweep. Am I right about that? And
Yes.
then Monday you also got a win, didn't you?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the week that was. I think beat Blackman, which is a good win for you guys,
It is.
and then also Wilson Central and Lebanon went down.
Yeah. Coming off the holidays, we wanted to see what type of growth we had. Again, our schedule has been so tough, which I do intentionally so our guys can grow. Going to Arkansas during Thanksgiving, and then hosting the Iverson Classic, where we played probably one of the top independent schools with the homeschool. They go to nationals every year, and playing Father Tolton out of Missouri. In spurts, we played well. Again, my thing with my team is we got to put things together in 4 quarters. We might play 3.5, maybe 3 quarters, but it's always 1 quarter or 1/2 of a quarter that we can't turn it around. So we're trying to grow, get guys who haven't had experience playing, because I look at my roster and I look at the bench, and I look, and it's majority guys that haven't had a lot of minutes last year. So to get them experience in tough games it should help us in the district.
Because at the end of the day, those guys have to be ready because you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. I mean, anything can happen. Injuries, God forbid, any injuries happen, foul trouble. But we do have guys that are starting to step up. I'm hard on them for a reason. I know sometimes they get a little down on themselves, but, again, I have great assistants to help me with that. I tell them all the time, good cop, bad cop. I'm the bad cop, they're the good cops, but I still have to play them. So, but they're learning. Watch a lot of film, see their mistakes, and learn from their mistakes.
Well, that's good. So let's talk about the dynamic duo for just a minute. Sherman and Bryant, 2 kids who were key last year for you in your run to the state tournament. Talk about them, where they're at right now, and what you like from those kids.
Man, I think about it and I look at it. Landon Bryant is me when I was in high school, making that transition to the point guard. My senior year, he's doing it. Scoring-wise, it probably could be up, but the growth I see him as a point guard, he's making the passes. He's starting to trust his teammates. Is making Sherman better because, now he's getting open. But, I really love his transition, and I think any college team that takes a chance on him is going to get a diamond in the rough because he's grown as a player. Defensively, he can guard the 1 through 3, maybe 4 because he's so long. But Sherman, man, he's shooting the ball really well. Last night, he had 24 in the first half. But, that's just how it is. We just kept feeding them and just kept knocking them down.
Well, that's the next point I want to make is basketball IQ. I want to talk about basketball IQ because being the player that you were and the coach that you are now, you understand that understanding the game is very important. Bryant, the transition, is that something that's helping him, you think, understand the game better?
Yeah, it is. It helped me. I think he's in the film room. He's being a leader, vocal leader. And he's learning how to run the team. Anytime you can go to the next level and you have that experience, you have that IQ, you're added assets to, any team. And he's doing it. Now he knows he doesn't have to score to make a difference. He's on the defensive end. He's taken the initiative to guard their best player or try to shut down their best player. again, I don't. It's just crazy to me that any local teams that doesn't offer him. That's basketball. I know everybody's going in the transfer portal and it's hurting a lot of high school guys, but you have somebody, a lot of local guys that can play, and I think any D1 team that offers him is going to be good.
Do you think that having him at point guard really helps your offense, because you have to respect that kid for his scoring ability, because he can flat do it,
Yeah, because again, he's the point guard. He sees the defense. He passes. He makes the great passes, and not only that, but he still can score off the ball. He can come off picks. He only needs a little bit of space to get his shot off. But the thing that I like about him, and we've been working a lot, is not just about the three-pointer or going to the basket. His mid-range game is probably one of the best in the district. You don't see it a lot, and I teach all my guards that because it helped me. So I know that a lot of college coaches look for that, and one thing I teach them: hey, don't be guardable, don't be scoutable, and a lot of guys will just either shoot threes or go to the basket, and I'm trying to teach them, hey, get to your spots. That's what good scorers do, is just get to their spots and pull up.
That was just the pull-up jump shot. That's something that's kind of it's a lost art. Would you agree?
It is, and again, I believe against Blackman, he made a great move and pulled up and used the backboard. Tim Duncan did it. I did it. They're easy shots, but they're difficult to guard. So if they can get it and perfect it, man, it's just going to be tough.
The backboard, it's crazy, because I was talking to a guy last night. If you get that spot on the backboard, your shooting percentage goes up astronomically.
It does, man, especially if you're a good shooter. It's a big backboard, and it's not hard to hit, but if you still use your same technique as you do as a shooter, all you got to do is just hit around that corner, and it's going to go in.
Because I think the backboard's there for a reason, right, Coach?
It definitely is there for a reason.
All right, so let's talk about Sherman. Just one more thing about Sherman. He's kind of a powder keg sometimes, isn't he? Because, when the kid gets hot, he's just smoking hot.
Yeah, that's just what happened last night. He just hit a lot of threes, and he took it to the basket. He gets out in transition. Anytime we can get out in transition and pass the ball ahead, he's just so athletic. You don't know if he's going to pull up or go get a dunk or just make a play. And that's credit to him. He works hard at it. But, they're not like me and Allen Iverson, but in a way, anytime you can average the majority of your points and still come out with victories, then is a good thing. A lot of teams would either say we're going to stop one guy and maybe let the other guy determine if we can win a game or not. But, a lot of these guys are feeding off each other, and I like it because, they're not playing selfish basketball. They really feed off each other.
So let's talk about what you got coming up this week, Coach. What's coming up this week?
We got Cookeville, I believe, on Tuesday, and Stewart's Creek on Friday.
So are both those home games, or what's kind of?
Yes, they'll be home games. We have Cookeville at home, and then we have Stewart's Creek at home on Friday.
So Cookeville, it's a little bit of a different team this year, but still, that was kind of the Achilles heel for you guys last year. Played them a lot, had some really good games, but so is there a little extra motivation for your returning guys going in that Cookeville game?
I don't think it's extra motivation. I think, they're 2-0 in the district, just like we are, and Stewart's Creek is 2-0 in the district. So I think for us, it's just they're a veteran team. They have their main guys have played in the state championship game. So in any close game, they're going to try to take over and win, and that's what good veteran teams do. So our job is just go in and play our game and just make sure we play great defense on their main guys.
So now that it's district time, it's just one day at a time?
It's definitely one game at a time. I told the guys before the district started, take every game that we play before then and throw it out the door except the good. And we're 0-0, so now we're 2-0, but next week we're 0-0, and we try to go 2-0 for the week.
So, Coach, you've mentioned a couple of names here, and we've talked about this on air before. Tim Duncan. You're the guy that made Tim Duncan into what he is. You don't have to take credit for it. I'll give you credit for it. Allen Iverson became Allen Iverson because you were in the backcourt with him, and I know that internal competition, you pushed each other, you made each other better. So we're going to talk about horse racing because we love horse racing.
Yes.
Today is the LeCompte Stakes at Fairgrounds, a big Derby prep for the Kentucky Derby. Mo Better Than Good, undefeated New York bred for Kenny McPeek. Mo Better Than Good. Do your kids understand that you may be good, but you need to be Mo Better if you're going to keep going?
They got to be Mo Better because I'm going to make them more better or they're going to sit. But, yeah, that makes sense. But, we can never be satisfied. And I tell the guys, like, every time we go practice or whatever and you get that nonchalant attitude or, like, we're great, I got to put them in place. So you got to get better every day.
Coach, do you ever, get it out there and take him to the hoop just one more time just to humble him a little bit? Because I know you can still do it.
I can shoot, but I don't know if I could get up and down the court like I used to, but I definitely could outshoot him.
Okay. Well, there's going to be some hot times at Laverne High School this week because you got 2 great district games. So I encourage you, if you want to see some good basketball, get in there. I know the Cookeville game will be a shootout, and that Stewart Street game will be highly entertaining. I'm sure of that. Coach Tony Rutland with Laverne High School, we appreciate your time, and we certainly wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue ribs and many local favorites on Warrior Drive. Locally operated by Anne Marie Brents and the Lanning family.
Life changes, then it changes again. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. A job loss, change in health, or loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work